If you're on this video because there's a man in your life that cared to direct you towards this conversation. And that man is part of the brotherhood. And that man is part of something that matters in his life. A community that holds them accountable to the growth and achievement in business, in their family life, in spirituality, and their health. There is a cycle of development that is required in communities that only appears and grows in proximity and frequency. For decades, this brotherhood has existed in place and has grown year after year. Many have been here for more than 10 years plus. Many have grown their businesses, their family lives, their health, and as well as their spirituality by simply contributing to being in the community. And in today's world, communities are one-time event. In today's world, community is a coaching program that if you stop paying, everything goes away suddenly. The person that is helping you, it's only on your payroll. This is not such a place. This is a place where men gather and they begin exposing their current pressure and problems and pain in their life. Not for the sake of vulnerability, but simply for the sake of growth. Exposing what it is so that the work can be done towards closing the gaps. This is a brotherhood that closes the gap between that is exchanged in men's group. This is a brotherhood that closes the gap between the pretending of people caring and yet never calling you back, never emailing you back until they want something from you. This is a brotherhood where support is not only present in business, but in family life and in spirituality and in physicality and health. Combined together, this makes an essence of man. Your life is based on these 4 quadrants. You perform bad in business, it is going to affect your family. It is going to affect your mindset. It is going to affect your health. You perform great in your health, but don't produce in your business or not present at home, it is affecting the entire equation. And that's the reality of what this community and this brotherhood is. This is not a brotherhood of men pretending to be brothers. This is a brotherhood of men that truly care about each other.
You know, and we're in that moment where, you know, I'm looking at the pictures, remember, of my kids and my wife, and I'm thinking back to all of the playing alone, right? And so now, right, here we are, 7 years later? I'm not playing alone anymore, like never ever again.
I realized that on one hand, I was surrounded by people everywhere, but I really didn't have anybody close to me. You said, that's one of the things you said was, yeah, dude, you're playing alone. Like, the whole world thinks you got it all, and you're ready. And he was right. When you get exposed to men that are actually willing to share their feelings, expose their deepest, darkest secrets to each other without judgment, and then come out the other side of it, you're a whole different guy. And you're 10x better than you were, like you were saying, Kevin. Your business will move, your family life will move, everything moves to a place, your spirituality moves, you become closer to God, your whole life changes.
I just found love. I found brothers. I found the opposite of what the world will tell you, that the world will try to keep the truth inside, because it'll say if you bring the truth out, you're going to be judged and they're going to throw you out. And what was here, which was so beautiful and is God ordained, was not judgment but love and mercy. And it changed everything, and that's 7 years ago now.
The men who come who have pain, they have a lot of pain, and it's right on the tip of their tongue, but they don't want to say it to anyone. To your point, that you're going to be judged. Yeah. You were just like, tell me what's going on. Tell me where you need help. Tell me. Yeah. I'm here. Tell me. And I told you, like, okay, man, I've seen it before. And that was powerful because I've seen adultery before. I've seen men like you before. I've seen it before. It's not, like, you're not special, which is beautiful because a man thinks he's special in his pain and common in everything else. That nobody understands my pain. It's like, no, man, you're a special human being. There's no one like you, but your pain, it's common. Yeah. Come on in. We all suck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, amen.
But it's okay.
There's a functional way to live that actually works. Like we've known each other for a long time, and there's no perfect life here, period. There isn't one. But our lives are working
together.
perfectly imperfect, and we're doing it together. Like,
That's the key.
Yes, the key.
That's the key. Because you recognize as where you're dropping off or drifting or whatever you're going through, that someone else is going through the same thing or something similar, or you went through it and he can help you, and then you recognize somebody else is having a problem that you conquered and you can help them. And the biggest benefit of the whole thing is the fellowship, because it's you're not alone. You're going to be held accountable for your stories, right? So when you bring up the old stuff, when the old you tries to creep back in, because he keeps coming back, but every time he tries to creep back in, you already know how to do that battle. Plus you have brothers around you that be like, bro, that guy's coming back. You got to stop doing that.
Other men will allow you to sedate, and they'll encourage it.
Yep.
And then everybody falls to the lowest level of training. And so you look awesome, and everybody else will sit around and high five you and applaud you because you're C- at best. And that's good. There's so much more to be had, and all of us knew it in one way or another. We just didn't know how to get it. We all knew deep down. The only reason we made that call was something inside of us knew that something had to change.
Right?
Yeah.
You're not the king of the anymore. Like these are the men that you care about and the family you care about.
There are men's groups that will beat you down because they're good at beating you down, but there's no purpose to beat you down other than to make you feel bad and them to feel better. There's other men's groups where they'll just tell you how awesome you are because they don't want to be exposed. But then there's men's groups that go, hey, you're a mirror for me, I'm a mirror for you. We all rise or we all fall. So if you are failing, that means I'm failing you.
Part of what this is going back to is the longevity of it, right? This is not just 1 month, 90 days, whatever it is. What you can only know something if it's got endurance. And you cannot trust what a man says. You can only trust what he does, and you can only trust what he does over a long sample size. I think there's a proverb that says, "A faithful man who can find," and that's what this place is about: finding faithful men and building them. Anybody can be great for 90 days. Years, that's the real test.
And what it boiled down to was I wasn't certain about myself. I wasn't certain in my relationships. I wasn't certain in my relationship with God. And what was amazing was all the men around me never quit on me, which allowed me to build my certainty and allowed me to screw up, but also to win and built that certainty. But it's not a certainty built on, what I can do. It's a certainty that I know that the men around me will never quit on me, and that the men around me are always cheering for me. And if I do screw up, they're not kicking me. They're going, hey, you shouldn't have done that, but let's get up and let's go again. And that's what I really love about, these men, is that we don't quit on each other. We're always rooting each other on. My life is not perfect, but it's way better than where it was, that's for sure.
We celebrate wins here. We don't just talk about what's wrong. Like when we ring the bell. Hey, this happened, that happened, and to know that men genuinely care. That's hey, good for you is not just the thing that's sarcastically said here. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, it's hey, good for you, man. I know how long that's been a struggle, or I know how long hard you've been working. I know that this has been an issue, and you've overcome it. Like the sale today. That was a big deal, and there isn't a man here who isn't excited.
Good for you, man. That's right. Thank you. It's very clear what's at stake.
Yeah.
I know who your wife is.
Yes, you do.
I can say that about every man in here. I know your kids' names. For a couple of us, I know the grandkids' names, right? It matters. It matters what you do.
It's above and beyond that. Yes, you know of their pain.
Yes.
You know of the pain of the wives. You know of the pain of the families. We are aware, the secret sauce is care, but it's also the frequency of that care. If we only care for each other every couple of months, that's just a show. That's just a show.
This isn't a quarterly show up.
No, this
in the back.
Yeah.
You're awesome. I'm awesome. Family good. All right. See you at the bar. That's not what we are. Well, it's it's every week. It's every day. I can't tell you how many times I talk to people. It's
who we are.
It's who we are.
It isn't just terminology, it's real.
Yeah.
You're my brothers, which makes you the uncles to my children.
Yeah.
That's not just words.
You've just seen a sample of the brotherhood. You've just heard a sample of results achieved inside of this that is carefully cared for each other's for years and held each other accountable and challenged and encouraged each other in times of low and high. And inside of that, you may ask yourself, well, where do you begin? How do you enter into the brotherhood? There are 4 points of entry inside of the brotherhood. Point number 1, the Crucible of Warrior Week, that allows you to enter into the Warrior Week and run with the men that come in that Warrior Week and run long term, long for life, and achieve results. Option number 2 is our Business Summit event. These are events that we hold quarterly and they're business driven. However, it's not only business, we always have the other components of life. These are events where you're in proximity. Hundreds of men, but broken down in 20 tables of 5. Intimacy is provided between the men, and networking is done naturally, not on your own ability, but the instruction and the evolutions will turn around and make sure that everyone gets connected with each other. These are business summit events that are driven with agendas to grow the business, but at the same time to allow networking to happen in a very natural way without forcing it, without pretending, without having anybody that is silent and sitting in a corner. Third is through our online programs where travel becomes limited. We have programs such as the War Room that allow you to pick a period of time and go intensively after business and grow the business, or after any other problem that you may have in your life that could be put under intensity for a resolve. These groups have been in place ever since COVID and the pressure that came with COVID. We formed these online trainings and these online groups, what we call the War Rooms, and they have contributed results to thousands of men remotely. Some from Australia, some from Europe, some from other parts of the country, but mostly men that are dedicated to change for a period of time. Lastly, it's our Knowing God call. Unlike the other 3 programs, there's no financial engagement required to enter and commit to those. It's a place where we study the attributes of God. It's every Friday, and this is an open invitation for you to simply join inside of this call with us. So those together are the 4 entries in the brotherhood, which leads you to one decision, whether you enter into the brotherhood or you walk away. It's as simple as that. If what I've shared with you and if what you've seen inside of this video and what has been shown to you resonates with you, calls you, and says that you got to be part of this, that this is a place where you can continue to grow, not only in business, but as a father, as a husband, as a leader in your community, as a spiritual leader, and as a man that truly cares for another man, then you're welcome to join on these 4 points of entry. If this is not for you and is simply a place for you to walk away from, and that's a respectful decision, and simply walk away. But do not walk away with empty hands. There is a man in your life that could benefit from this message. And perhaps, maybe, just maybe you can find the grace in your heart to take this video and simply forward it to another man. As you're walking away from this, the only service that you can provide is to enable another man that I don't know, that the brother that sent you this video doesn't know, but you know. And that's the minimum entry into this brotherhood, that you have contributed somehow, somewhere from a distance, and perhaps, maybe in the near future, we can see you here in this brotherhood. Thank you very much.
You were called to be in this location, in this time. Everything that happened in the past years, in the past months, in the past week, it is absolutely what was required for you to be here. I don't know, but I know the truth is here, one command, and that is come.
That looked bad. I felt bad. Dude, I can feel.